my cousin doing my hair. Like, we loved that era because it was the first time like we had hair autonomy, right? Where we could do all of the fun, cute styles, that we saw on like BT or whatever was trending at that time. But I think it was my first lesson in understanding, like, not because something is trendy, and you're trying new things with your hair means that it's exactly healthy for your hair. So after my mom kind of saw that our hair was starting to drop, she started to take us to the salon, my sisters and I, to the salon like bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks we would go and like get our hair like treated and trimmed or whatever we needed, right? And so, that kind of revived our hair a bit. And then as I got older, I started to follow the trends again. Back then, we used to have like buns where you, probably like in the eighth and ninth grade, junior high, we would like pull them back real tight and like you made like these little socks and to form like a bun, the bun, like a donut, sorry. And what you would do is you would make that out of socks and like put it on your hair, and then you'll take your hair and then put it over, so it gave it like this donut like look in the back that was supposed to make it very teen. It was very trendy back then. It was the thing to do, okay? Don't judge me. And we would like put the little butterfly clips on it. It was very becoming. It was very 90s coded, early 2000s coded. And yeah, from then on, I just continued to like try the different trends, right? I would also do like the box braids in summer. Also, there was a trend with the Afro kinky twists, right? I would color my hair. I had a time when I was in, I think it was senior high school. My friends and I like used the box, oh goodness, what do you call it? The box color. I can remember using Auburn to be exact, and we would just experiment coloring our hair in high school as much as we could get away with it, right? Until one day, I remember a teacher, Miss Wardell, she was like, what is going on with your hair? It's red. And so, yeah, we got in trouble for that a bit in high school as well. But yeah, so I would have tried, all of the different experiments as an adolescent with my hair, right? And at that time, I still held on to it. I realized early on that my signature style was going to be like a wrap, where you like wrap your hair and the night you wrap it around, then you comb it out. So even though I tried different hairstyles, God was with me. That I was able to retain like, my edges, because that was an important thing. A lot of people, like a lot of girls, lost their edges, as we were growing up, because the reality is we were experimenting, just being kids and trying new things, having wanting to follow the trends on TV, but just not being fully educated about our hair, not having that kind of like hair education. And so I was grateful growing up, going throughout high school, that, I was able to still retain my hair, even though it was damaged. I did some damage with the coloring and all of the tight tension hairstyles. Yeah, so fast forward to graduation. By then, with using all of the box dyes and, experimenting with my hair, I realized that my hair was damaged. Like, it was, I guess, bite up, where some parts were long and then some were shorter and what's not. And of course, that's what the dye did, right? The box dye, not taking care of it and trying to do like these home experiments. And so at graduation, for my high school graduation, I ended up getting my first haircut, which was just like cutting it even. It was probably up to here. And this is a full circle moment, because it was literally how it is now, but in true early 2000s nature, the back was like kind of flipped up. So the hairdresser flipped the back, so it had like a little style to it. Don't judge me. It was a very in thing. So that happened for graduation, and my hair just started to thrive after that. And I finally found my signature hairstyle, which was a wrap. So my signature look for like over a decade, or what I was known for, was that I wore my hair in a wrap, which is just basically how I have it now, which is just straight. You wrap it around in the night and then you just comb it out. Low tension, no tension on the sides. All you had to do was wrap it in the night and, of course, wash and treat it. So that was signature Deandra. So now that I knew that my hairstyle was a signature wrap, it allowed me to have low maintenance, right? There was nothing much to do with it. You literally just had to wash your hair, keep it clean, wrap it in the night. If I was going somewhere fancy, then I would just like put some curls in it, which was the most I ever did because I know nothing about hair, okay? When I say nothing, nothing. So I learned very early on that all I had to do was go to the salon weekly or bi-weekly. I did experiment a bit with little streaks, professionally done this time. So I learned that I needed to go to places that actually cared about hair. And I stopped experimenting at home. And I kid you not, my hair just started to thrive. It really started to thrive and do its best. I got my treatments on time. I used the Mazzani, the Paul Mitchells, all of the professional hair care products, right? And it was growing beautifully, guys. It was growing beautifully. Looking back in hindsight, my hair was that girl. Okay, it was an era of there's nothing to me that is more sexy to me, more it girl, than I think your hair growing out of your scalp, and it's cared for, it's healthy, and it's thriving. That, to me, that is top tier. For years, I understood that you go to the salon, you get your hair professionally taken care of, you maintain it, in the interim at home, with just wrapping, putting on your scarf at night, low maintenance. That was my flow for years. That worked for me. Absolutely love it. That was my formula. And then one mistake completely changed my relationship with my hair. And I'm like, am I going to cry? I'm not going to cry telling this story. So even though I had my formula of, wearing my wrap, having, my long flowing hair on my back, I guess I wanted to change it up a bit. So I got a traditional sew-in that was like short, shorter than my hair. And I took the traditional sewing out, right? And at this time I had just had my son. So it was summer. I wanted to go on the beach. So I'm thinking, okay, took the traditional sewing out, didn't clear it out. So, it still is like when you take out the braids and it still has that like crinkly kind of texture. Didn't clear it out at all. And I went on the beach. Head under, everything, swimming, doing the thing. And what I did when I went home, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to clear it out, wash it before I go on the beach, and then wash it after. I'm like, okay, we're going to hit two birds with one stone. So when I went to wash my hair, I could still remember what I washed it with. It was like this Dr. Teal kind of peppermint kind of thing that I was like washing it with. And I realized like, hey, I was feeling like the tingly kind of feeling, but I realized like, hey, this hair is like matted. Like it's not clearing out. Like it's like it's stuck together. So I'm there trying my best to like comb it and just trying my best, and this hair is just falling out and it's shedding, and it's at this point I'm traumatized. I'm like, what is going on? This has never happened to me before. And then I ended up doing the best that I could. I just started crying. Keep in mind, I had just had a baby. I just had my first son about 2 months prior, right? And so I'm like, okay, what is going on? I had no clue. The hair was just shedding excessively. Then it started to clump together. So I got my first lesson and I knew how to wear my hair, but I fully didn't know how to detangle, like how to, again, not really take care of it, right? So then when I went to the hairstylist, she tried her best to revive it, but that was the end of that. My hair was completely damaged. Like I had one little piece sticking up in the middle and then this long hair that's like on my back. So when I went to the stylist, she's like, oh, I have to refer you. And at that time, I didn't want to cut my hair because remember, I had long hair, for most of my life. The most I would have done was like right here at graduation. So then I was like, okay, I didn't know what to think or really what to do. It was an emotional roller coaster. But that experience introduced me to a new version of myself and a new length because, well, firstly, I would have gotten a weave because I was thinking like length was the thing, right? So I got a weave, didn't like it. It was a horrible weave. It was a horrible weave. It had grease on it and everything. It was horrible. The color was off. It was all. I'm still traumatized by it, child. Still traumatized by it. But it introduced me to something, to another kind of thinking. One, that I'm not my hair, right? And my relationship with my hair, I guess I had attached my hair to my identity, if you will. And so that was my crash course 14 years ago into You're Not Your Hair. And it got me to experiment a bit. And so after wearing that horrible weave, I got introduced to a new Deandra, a version of me that I would not even have dreamed about. I've played it kind of safe for most of my hair journey up to then. So Deandra 2.0 was released. It was unleashed. And I cut my hair for the first time. And when I say cut, I mean like a real little pixie